Good morning, everyone. Robin Shea here. This is day 10 of Before the Fork, the 28-day experience. And I hope you all are having a wonderful start to your Friday. Hang on. I got something in my throat. Just got back from a walk, hence the hair and the tank top. And I had a prescribed message for you this morning. But as life is so wonderful in giving us opportunities to grow every second of every day, I wanted to share with you something that has been on my heart and something that, as I've shared with you in the beginning of the whole session here, we are going through something internally in our family that's requiring us to dig deep for reason and understanding. And so I'm always looking for teachers myself. I am always noodling around for someone with greater knowledge in areas that I lack the experience or the knowledge in, so that I can navigate my own set of challenges. And so I don't want to just muddle through challenges. I always want to line up with, how does this serve the greater good in me, in the environment, in my family? And so I was doing a little bit of soul searching for how to tap into what would best serve the greater good. And I became heightenedly aware that my vibration, my emotional reaction, rather than response, my emotional reaction was very worrisome, was very low, was very just riddled with confusion and angst and frustration and all of the emotions that I talk about so often that are found in the red and yellow and total reactive zones of living. And through the grace of God, as always, He provides the perfect messenger at the perfect time. And I went back to an earlier video from someone that I've followed for a long time that I treasure. And the message was very simple. It was basically, in order for you to evoke the best in others, you have to see others in their best. And that really resonated with me. Was I viewing this situation from lack? Was I viewing this situation from, if only they would, if only they could, if only they saw it the way I see it, if only. And I realized that I was denying them my vibration of how I saw them, how I saw the situation, how the situation it could be in all of its greatness and all of its internal spiritual wealth. And so I decided to shut down those red and yellow zone emotions. And I chose instead to frame everything from the glory that I truly see, not what I want, but what I see and what I'm choosing to see. And it made all the difference. It was a beautiful shift in my spirit, a beautiful reminder that God sees us in our wholeness. He doesn't see us broken. He sees us in our full potential. And that's how we have to see others. Regardless what they're struggling with, if we come down into the struggle with them, how will we ever elevate them out of the struggle? Just as God never comes down on the low vibrations of the happiness ladder, because He sees you in your wholeness. He sees you complete. He sees you in the love that is Him through you. So I want to take it a step further and outside of others and into ourselves. So when you're feeling the struggle, when you're feeling as if you're not rising up to meet the challenge, I want you to see yourself as your desired self. I want you to see yourself fully realized in the glory of the vision that He has placed inside of you. I want you to yield to yourself and see yourself through the same eyes that God sees you. And in doing so, you are slowing the momentum of your self-judgment. You're slowing the momentum of your frustration and your defeat. And you're lining up with the vision that God has of you. You know, Jesus didn't heal those that were sick because he saw them sick. Jesus healed those that were sick because he saw them whole. So take that into your day. See yourself whole. See yourself complete. And on the other side of this, the first 4-phase program that you're going through, knowing that the next 4 phases that you embark upon, you're just doing it from a higher set point. And you know that when you get through the 4 phases, you're going to be even closer. Hi, Teresa. You're going to be even closer to the perfect vision that God has of you. But at the same time, you are that perfect vision. Everything is okay. Where you are is exactly where you need to be. Remember, yesterday we talked about being buried or being planted. And I had to stay buried for 4 years before I came out on the other side. God saw me in my wholeness. God saw me complete. He knew my potential. He saw me in my potential. That's why he never came down and wallowed with me in my pain. He just kept calling me up and calling me up and calling me up. And as such, that's how I want you to see yourself. Realize that God sees you in your wholeness. And I'm sorry, my phone is ringing here. And you have to allow yourself to see yourself in your wholeness as well. Don't think of yourself as incomplete. Think of yourself as fully realized. Embody that. Close your eyes. Meditate on that. See the wholeness. And at the same time, realize that any fragmented part of you that doesn't feel whole is okay. It's all part of the growth process. It's all part of letting the light in. Through those broken cracks is where we let the light in. So don't deny the brokenness. See yourself in wholeness and know that the little bit of cracks are all part of the process of allowing God to penetrate your heart and elevate you to the next level of living in your life. And if there is someone in your life that you're struggling, that you want to minister to, that you want to help, that you want to share your wisdom and your knowledge, realize that they have their own journey. They have their own cracks that need to let the light in. Your way is only a way. It may not be their way. And you have to be okay with that. And you have to bless them where they are. And you have to see them in their wholeness and not in their brokenness. And that right there will set your vibration higher so that when they're around you, the energy that they're absorbing from you is an elevated energy that lets them see their potential. Hi, Michelle. That lets them see their potential, that lets them feel that you believe that is inside of them, just as you believe in all of the greatness that's inside of you. Imagine if God saw you in your brokenness, and that was the state that he chose to resonate with you on. Imagine if God came down and wallowed with you in self-pity and denial of your gifts, and God just soothed you there rather than giving you a bigger, broader, more vivid picture of where he wants you to go and how he sees you. It's through his empowerment of seeing you in all of your wholeness that you will have a level to move up to. You'll have a level to achieve. But if he doesn't see you in that greatness and he comes off of the desired self, he comes off of the top of the happiness ladder and then you've lost your way. You no longer have a marker that is up here that says this is where we're going, because he's down here with you now. And so the vision has become muddled and distorted. because you've lost your connection to him. God won't come down to meet you. God will always stay up to call you up to how he sees you. So apply that to your own life, and apply that to anyone in your life that is struggling to achieve what you know is the greatness within them. And you're going to call them up. Good morning, Deborah. You're going to be of best service to them when you see them in their wholeness and not in their brokenness. Empathy is a beautiful trait to have. Empathy allows us to look at someone, feel their pain, and recognize that it does hurt deeply, whatever the situation may be. But empathy and sympathy are two very different things. Sympathy is basically saying, I'm so glad I'm not you. You're sympathetic to the situation, but you're saying, wow, I'm so glad that's not me. Where empathy is, I feel your pain. I feel your pain. And keep in mind all of the wholeness that they are. Give them resonation with all that can be and possibility, not through words, through you seeing them whole, through you seeing yourself whole. And when you do that, just the vibration, the love that you emanate from your body will pick them up. It'll pick you up. So I want to take this back to one other thing, and I'm going to wrap this up. If you find yourself unable to push through and attach to the vision, either for someone else or for yourself, I want you to go back to your breath work. We've talked about this before. I want you to stop or slow down tremendously the repetitive thought cycles that leave you mired in the red, yellow, and total reactive zone emotions. So I want you to take that deep breath. I want you to hear your breath, embody your breath, and let it stop the momentum. Every time that a thought comes up that isn't in alignment with the highest and best of someone else or yourself, listen to your breath. Let it stop that momentum of those negative thoughts. Don't revisit it. If it means that all day long, every day, every 10, 15 minutes, you're going, garbage right here. I'm stopping it. So what we're doing is we're breaking the pattern. We're breaking the thought cycle. And remember that when you have those negative thoughts and they attach into a loop, that the more thoughts that you have on those vibrational scale, the red, yellow, or total reactive, they're releasing hormones that further reinstate the same toxicity of thought. It may be a different thought, but it's the same vibrational energy. And what we want to do is we want to stop it. And so through the breath, through, it may not be breath work to you. It may be anytime that thought that is unpleasant and is a low vibration, anytime you feel it, maybe you go, you break into a prayer, or maybe you scream and startle yourself, or maybe you do but what you're doing is you're breaking something, you're interrupting a pattern. And every time you interrupt a pattern, you're breaking the momentum that thought cycle is gaining. So that's, to me, it is very effective to do the breath work. I hear my breath, I stop the thought cycle, and I can get back on track. But find something that works for you, because these are thought patterns that create the momentum, that perpetuate the energy. Thoughts are things. Thoughts are energy. They have a vibration. It can be measured. And when those thoughts are low, that's the energy that you're emanating towards others, as well towards yourself. Your inner chemistry is reacting to that. So break those thought patterns. Find a way to do it for yourself. Share on here what you've done that does break the thought cycles. Because the breath work may not be what works for you, but something else equally as effective may work for you. So when you think of it from a spiritual aspect, it gives you, one picture of it. And when you think of it from a physical aspect of stopping the train, stopping the momentum, then that's more of a tactile thing that you can do to redirect those thoughts. So remember, God is our spirituality. Your higher self is your spirituality, but God still provided us with a physical body that we have to assimilate, that we have to work with. So it's going to take both spiritual science, neuroscience, behavioral science. This is the triad. This is the wholeness that comes together to help us realize life from the most highest plane that we can possibly realize it. So I hope that's helpful for y'all this morning. I pray that there isn't situations in your life that require you to put this type of level thought into it, but just know that everything that we go through is an opportunity for growth. Every obstacle that we encounter, physical, mental, spiritual, is an opportunity for us to expand. So never, ever live life on a low plane thinking that that's just your station. It's not your station. You don't have to live there. Picture yourself whole. Picture yourself as God pictures you in all of your greatness and all of your glory. Okay, y'all have a super blessed day. I'll be back with you tonight, and I'm sending my love and light to each and every one of you. Have a good day.